Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna. Everyone can see my screen? Okay, so we are probably in the last section of the 6th chapter. So let's do a quick revision and then we'll finish the 6th chapter and then we'll start the revision of chapter 1 and 2 probably today. 637. So Prasannatma Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Would you like to do 637?
Okay, Prabhu. We'll try. 637, lead translation. Arjuna said, "O Krishna, what is the destination of the unsuccessful transcendentalist who, in the beginning, takes to the process of self-realization with faith, but who later desists due to worldly mindedness and thus does not attain perfection in mysticism?" So, Shraddhaya Petu. Shraddhaya means Shraddha means with faith. Ayati. Ayati. What is Ayati?
So Yati is a sannyasi. Ayati is who has left the sannyas, basically.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So who is left? Okay, Ayati. With faith was taken. Yeah, Shraddhaya Upeto is. Upeto means engaged. Okay. Engaged in yoga. Okay. So the one who is engaged in yoga, but who has fallen down because of Chalita Manasa, because of fickle-minded thing. If I falls down, and aprapya yoga samsiddhim. Aprapya. Prapya means achieving perfection. Aprapya means one who is not achieving perfection. Yoga samsiddhim. Yoga samsiddhim means
yeah, so not achieve perfection in yoga.
Yeah, not achieve perfection. Kim gatim means what is his destination? He is asking Krishna about it.
Haribo! You've done it, Prabhu. Thank you. Every single word you broke. Thank you so much, Prabhu. So it's quite easy, and we can take help of Prabhupada's synonyms, so it becomes very easy. But slowly we'll see. It's very relishable, all these verses.
I am the weak link in the group, Prabhu.
No, Prabhuji. We're all learning. We're all learning. You've done very well. So basically, Arjun asking this question to Krishna, where Krishna has explained the whole chapter based on the concentration of mind and controlling the mind. So Arjun said, I can't control it. So he gave 4 disqualifications to the mind as well. And he said, I can control probably the wind, but I cannot control the mind. And then he asked Krishna what to do. So what was the Krishna's response? Abhyasintu konteya vairagyancha rahyate. So 1 positive and 1 negative. So we keep taking the medication and keep avoiding the things which harms us. Then Arjun is sort of asking, okay, I understand, but how long we have to do practice? Huh? Because if we do the practice and we can't get the worldly enjoyment as well as we can't achieve the spiritual destination, what will happen? So this is what the Arjun's question is, 637, saying, Ayati, he started the process with Shraddha, with faith. He was engaged, but due to Chalit Manasa, flickering mind, he fell down and he could not achieve the Sansiddhim, the perfection. Now, Krishna will respond to answers. One is short-term practice, one is long-term practice. Thank you, Prasanna Prabhu.
Oh, okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vinay Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Prabhuji.
It's 638, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, I just read the translation. O mighty armed Krishna, does not such a man who is bewildered from the path of transcendence fall away from both spiritual and material success and perish like a ribbon cloud with no position in any sphere. So in here, they say Kochidna Ubhaya Vibhrasto. Kochidna Ubhaya is actually there is a two parties. So Vibhrasto is destiny, and then Sinno Abravim Nashati. Yeah.
So Chinna is Chedana, torn.
Yeah. Yes.
Abraham cloud, you can look at here. So
Yeah.
like a cloud who's been broken apart, Eva,
Yeah.
light. So like he's just giving an analogy.
And yeah.
Nashati is quite clear.
Yeah, yeah. Then Apratishta Mahabaho Bimura Brahmana Pati. In here, Pati, you say the path, Brahman, this transcendentalist, and Bimura is a distracted person. So, so if you not following, and you will be the distracted. So Bimura. So this in here, Arjun tell like Krishna, so he's actually the say to Krishna, how can we do this? Yeah, how can we do this? Our practice and so and control the senses like and reach the path. Yeah, this is like I can read.
Yeah, that's okay, Prabhuji. So
Yeah.
basically, Arjun is saying if a piece of cloud was going to the another cloud, and while he was separating itself from the first cloud, he couldn't join the next cloud. So what will happen to this piece of cloud? Will it be just driven away and will be nowhere? And I think we were discussing this Hindi phrase, neither he will belong to the house nor he belongs to the another place. So this is what Arjun is having this doubt in his mind, and he's just clarifying from Krishna.
Yes.
Jai Prakash Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
39, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, sorry. And Prabhupada, this is my doubt, O Krishna, and I ask you to dispel it completely. But for you, no one is to be found who can destroy this doubt. So I think in this shloka, Arjuna taking complete shelter of the Lord. So he is showing his Ananya Bhakti, like he is saying like, this is my doubt. So please clarify this and destroy whatever the doubt I have. And Krishna, as we have read in some of the previous verses, like Prabhupada, they use say Madhusudana as one of the name where he destroyed Madhu. So similarly here, it has been used in a context of he can destroy the doubts which are arising in Krishna's mind. And it also tells us like how one need to surrender to Lord Krishna whenever they are in a kind of a crossroads where they are not able to figure out what is the better path. So that time we need to take the shelter of Lord Krishna, thinking he is the only survive, like he can only survive, or he can only help us get through that problem. And also I think you have given few queries, like some of the examples when Draupadi was calling out for Lord Krishna. So she was calling out Govinda, Govinda, and it was like with complete faith on him. So he came and protected. So similarly, a surrendered soul, when they call out to Lord Krishna with full heart and Shraddha, then Lord will come. So this just extending that Arjuna was taking a position of a disciple and seeking Lord Krishna, the spiritual master, and taking his and asking him to help him to get over this doubt so that he can advance spiritually.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So if you just pick up some Sanskrit, Etan me Shanshayam Krishna. So this is my Shanshay, this is my doubt, which he has expressed in the two verses, 37 and 38. And how much he want it to get clarified? Asheshataha. Please clarify everything. Don't leave any corners unturned. Tvad Anya. So maybe Krishna can ask, okay, why don't you go to Vyasadeva or other any big sages? He's saying, Tvad Anya Samshesya Cheta Nahi Upapadyate. I do not see anyone else who can completely dispel my doubts except you, which he has expressed in the second chapter as well. So he has full faith in Lord Krishna. And Prabhupada writes in the purport, therefore, the verdict of Krishna is the final and complete answer to all doubts, because he knows past, present, and future perfectly, but no one knows him. Krishna and Krishna conscious devotees alone can know what is what. So Prabhupada is literally re-emphasizing the point that Krishna's answer is the final conclusion. This is what Krishna is present here. Thank you. Rupa Prabhu, you want to do the 40?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Okay, 6.40. So Prabhu, till now we discussed about the questions asked by Arjuna, the 6.37 and then 6.33 and the 6.37. 6.40 is the answer for 6.37, and it goes like Partha Naiva Namutra. So Partha as an Arjuna, Naiva na, not in this life, Namutra, not in the next one. So not in this material world and not in the next world. What doesn't happens? Vinasha tasya vidyate. Vidyate means to exist. Vinash tasya. So Vinash doesn't exist. Nahi kalyana krita kaschit. So for those, and so what doesn't exist is Vinash doesn't exist. And why doesn't exist? Because those who are in the path of transcendence or kalyan, then it says durgatim tata gacchati, which is the degradation never happens. And here Arjuna, Krishna uses the word tat, which is very dear to him. Sorry, I forgot to start with the translation rules. I'll do that. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, son of Pratha, a transcendentalist engaged in auspicious activities does not meet with destruction either in this world nor in the spiritual world. One who does good, my friend, is never overcome by evil. So yeah, ultimately it's an answer to 6.37, and it's also an expansion to 2.40 Neha Vikrama Nashvasti, where Krishna says even if one falls from their path of Krishna consciousness, then the total degradation never happens.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. And if you see 637, as Rupa Prabhu nicely mentioned, so 640 is the answer. So 637, the question was Kam Gatim Krishna Gachati. What is the Gati? What is the destination? So what Krishna is saying, Na Durgatim. Na Durgatim. So same Gati word is used in both places. So that interlinks both verses very nicely. And why, as you said, Kalyan Kashit, because he's engaged in the Kalyan Karya. What is a Kalyan auspicious activity? Now someone can argue, just for the sake of argument, he will die. Devotees also leave the body. So what is the answer? So you are engaged in auspicious activity, but you're still going to die. A philanthropist, he's also engaged in auspicious activity. He's also going to die. So what's the difference in a social worker leaving the body and a devotee leaving the body? Both so-called, the first one engaged in auspicious activity as well. So what's the response?
At least he won't, bare minimum, he will get a human body to continue from where he left his spiritual activities. Whereas for a karmic or non-devotee, there is no guarantee. I mean, he can go to hell, he can go anywhere. And the Sukriti won't be transferred, or there won't be any Sukriti.
Yeah. So the best answer is there's no Sukriti. Even he's working for the social well-being, so-called punya activity, which is fine, but it's nothing to do with transcendence. A very, very good person may not be a spiritual person. And what we are talking here, Krishna is referring, the Kalyan Krit is referring to the spiritual advancement, nothing to do with bodily punya, bodily good, social welfare activities. So, and both going to leave the body. So what's the answer for that? So it's not like devotees don't die. So one is to distinguish between the actions of these two, and the second is distinguish between bodily platform and spiritual platform. So yeah, both will leave the body. Many great acharyas, they also left the body. Prabhupada left the body. So what's the difference between a normal person leaving the body and Prabhupada leaving the body, or any great sages leaving the body?
Can I try, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji.
When a normal person leaves, his conscience is different. Whereas when a bhakta is leaving, he will be thinking about the Lord, and then he is surrounded by the devotees who would help him to remember the Lord. Like I heard, I think in your lecture, like they won't lament for the body that is leaving.
Yeah.
They will be happy that the soul is going to another destination or reaching getting a new body.
Yeah. Yes. So we are basically talking about the soul's spiritual advancement. We're not comparing the body's advancement. So just by doing devotion or Hare Krishna and taking initiation, it's not your body will last, 10 times more. So if you are going to last 80 years, you're lasting 800 years. It's not like that. So bodily sort of degradation is not counted in spiritual advancement. Now, Krishna may want a devotee to stay back another 300 years. That's up to him. Like Bilomangal Thakur stayed on the planet for 700 years. That's what they say. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj was 125 years old. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur was carrying him in a basket. And then when he went to Yogapur, he started jumping. So he was 125 years old that time. Bhishma, when he left the body, around 400 years. So it's totally up to Krishna when he takes the body away. But through these verses, we are not talking about the elongating the length of this body. This body may go anytime. That doesn't really matter. We're talking about the soul's spiritual discovery, soul's spiritual advancement through these verses. And that is Kalyan Krit. So if a soul is engaged in that activity, rediscovering his lost relationship with Krishna, it will never be lost under any circumstances. And the great example is Bharat Maharaj. Although bodily degradation happened, but the spiritual journey continued towards advancement. So in the body of the deer, he was more advanced than in the body of King Bharat. And Jad Bharat, he was more advanced. So we're talking about spiritual elevation, not bodily elevation here. But the normal person is only talking the bodily platform, and he may go to Sargloka, that's fine. He may go to Chandraloka, Suryaloka, live there for 10,000 years and come back. So they're very two different areas which we are discussing. So here Krishna is talking about soul's spiritual advancement. Okay, so that 640 is a generic answer. Now 641 and 42 will be short-term practice and the long-term practice for them. 641, I see Ravi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. You were there in the last class, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, yeah.
The unsuccessful yogi, after many, many years of enjoyment on the planets of pious living entities, is born into a family of righteous people or into a family of rich aristocracy. So basically, there are two types of unsuccessful yogis who have practiced the bhakti process for a little while, and also there are people who have practiced it for a long time and they fall down. So they can be both type of unsuccessful yogis. So the one who have progressed for a little while and they have fallen down, they go to the higher planets. But the yogis who have practiced for many, many years and they have fallen down, so they get an opportunity to take birth in the earth planet. And so in a very as it says, in a righteous family or a very rich aristocratic family, so that they can further continue their Krishna consciousness. So in that, they also, I remember one thing you said, that Earth is the planet from where they can actually go back to either to Krishna Loka. There are 7 lokas up and 7 lokas down, but Earth is the main thing. That is like, it's like a pathway to go, basically.
Yeah, where they board the
Elevator
flight.
example. It was an elevator example. 7 floors up and 6 floors down.
Yes. So, yep. So 7 plus 1 plus 6. So 7 up stories, but this is the ground level. So
Yeah.
if you have to exit the hotel, for example, you have to come to the ground level and then exit the hotel. Or you can exit the hotel one more way. Anyone knows? On the terrace, you have a helipad. A helicopter comes and picks you from there. So His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj comes and picks all the souls and goes directly, or any other Prabhupada or his disciples. So they can do that. They can do that. They can pick you from level 4, level 5, level 7, whatever. But generally speaking, within the karmic cycle, you have to come down to Earth planet and get rid of your whatever karmas, suffer or enjoy, and then only you can. So the flight to Vaikuntha, it says, goes from the Earth planet. In this body, we can elevate ourselves. Anyway, so let's look at some Sanskrit words. Mataji, maybe you can. Prapya. So prapya means achieving. So they achieve. What do they achieve? Punya Kartam Lokan. So Lokan, which planets do they achieve? Which is achieved by the people who are engaged in punya activity. So punya activity again is speaking with some elevation, spiritual elevation here. Now, as we were discussing Prabhupada example, which Prabhupada was asked, so will all your disciples go back to Godhead? Prabhupada said, no, most of them will go to Swargloka, which is very surprising, but that's what Prabhupada said. Why they will go to Swargloka? Because they are serving Krishna definitely very nicely, but they still have desires to enjoy, desires to see. Or kya hai? What is the other things in the menu card? They want to see everything. And when you go to a hotel or restaurant, we see the menu card. We may only take one dish, but we flip around all the pages. Kya milta hai yahan par? What all things available in this hotel? So we are curious. So similarly, the soul at this stage, in the contemplative stage, is still curious to see. And Prabhupada was in Switzerland once, and Prabhupada disciple was saying, people come here to relax. This is a very nice place. What Prabhupada says, in the material world, everything is a place of suffering in another shape and form. That's all it is. It's just a different form of suffering. So nothing is so beautiful, except when you have Krishna, and then everything becomes Vrindavan. So Punya Kartam Lokan. So Punya Kartam Lokan refers to Swarga planets, heavenly planets. So they reach there. And then what happened? Ushitva, they live there. How long do they live there? Shashwati Samaha. Anyone can translate the Shashwati word here? Shashwati is there. Samaha. Very, very important. So each word Krishna has chosen so carefully. Hare Krishna Mahavasu Prabhu.
Prabhu, it says Sashwata is many, and then the next word is Samaha, is years, after many years. It makes.
Okay, so Prabhupada writes many, but it's like Shashwat. What's the meaning of Shashwat?
Shashwata is eternal.
Eternal. So Sama is
Yes.
like eternal.
Like
Very,
eternal.
very nice. Like eternal. So it's not eternal. So Krishna is not saying eternal. So you never go to Swargloka and live there permanently. As people say, Swargvas ho gaya. So they're saying Swargvas matlab permanent entry there. You go to US, you only get, or any country, visitor visa. How long the visitor visa lasts? 12 months max, 6 months, 3 months, work visa, this visa, that visa. They have an expiry date. Even if you're a citizen, do you have expiry date in your passport? Yeah, when the body expires, the visa expires. You cannot say, oh, last birth I was American citizen. America say, go back to India. Come back in queue again, where you are from. No one gives you any credit for the last birth except Krishna. So Shashwati is Samaha. What are the 4 different types of sort of jivas we discussed last time? Rupam Prabhu is nodding the head. Anyone else? Okay, Rupam Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Prabhu Amar, those who are Amar.
Let's start from where we are, Prabhuji.
Okay, so Jiva like us.
Martya.
Yeah.
Martya means Mrityulok. So we belong to Mrityuloka. Why we are called Martya?
Because we will die one day.
Definitely. Sure?
Yeah.
Death is
Anyone who
uncertain.
will not? Huh?
Death can come anytime. It's
Yeah,
not
but
fixed.
anyone
So
who can be exception in this case? Anyone? No, no exceptions. We think like that, but there is no exception. Yudhishthira Maharaj was asked by Yaksha, what is the most wonderful thing in the whole world? What did Yudhishthira Maharaj says? Mrityu. What's that? verse Ahni ani bhutani gachanti yamalayam. Ahni ani bhutani, all the bhutani, ahni ani, again and again. Gachanti jate hain. Where do they go? Yamalayam. They go to the house of Yama. Everyone goes to the house. Ahni ani. Sheshavar Stharan. Sheshavar, whoever are left here, like us, we are so-called live. But Sheshavar Isthavaran Ichanti. We think Ichanti Isthavar, that we are Isthavar. We will never go. Atah Ascharya Kim Param. What can be the greater surprise in this? So we see everyone going to Yamalaya, but I will not go to Yamalaya. That's how I think. Huh? So we are called Mritya. Mritya means we belong to Mritya Loka. If we are left like this, we will die, isn't it? We don't sleep, we don't get enough food or proper defense mechanism, we'll die. Everything will die here. Martya. Second is Prabhuji, you said already. Amar. What does Amar mean? Amar means Amar, Kabhi na marne wala, immortal. Is that right?
No, they are the ones who like Indra, one who lives in the heavenly planets, Swarga and other heavenly planets.
Why are they called Amar? If you translate the word, it's very actually deceiving. It says it's a false advertisement. Amar means it's a false advertisement. Amar actually means Amar, no marna, huh? No death. That is correct actually.
Right.
But the advertisement given of Sargloka that you'll become Amar, huh? And that's why they say Swargavasi and this Vasi and that Vasi. Actually, it's not the case. But technically, no one dies in Sargloka. But what happens? They don't die in Sargloka. Like you have, which is the closest hospital, Rupam Prabhu, from your place? Liverpool Hospital?
Yeah.
Okay, say Liverpool
Luckily,
Hospital.
I didn't have to go so far. Yeah.
No, I wish you don't go. But suppose Glenfield Hospital, does it exist? I'm not sure. Liverpool, say Liverpool Hospital. So if Liverpool Hospital advertises, no one dies here, will you try to go there? वहाँ पे मरता नहीं है. But what happens? They cheat. So when they take you in the hospital, obviously you are live only. Then if you are dead, they will not take you, right? So they take you when you have done punya. So they take you in the Sargloka. They welcome with the garland and aye, you know, this is your hotel, this and that, blah blah blah. But as soon as your garland starts fading, they know you're going to die. What do? They throw you out of Sargloka. So they throw you out of Liverpool Hospital as you are going to die. And they advertise, no one dies here, no one dies here. And actually, they are so cruel that they throw you out. Liverpool Hospital throw you out in the garbage bin somewhere because you're about to die. And they advertise as Amra. So technically they are correct actually. But practically they are not. They throw the jiva out because their term has expired there. Like you take a Meriton hotel, Novotel hotel, whatever hotel, you know, as soon as you're about to finish your credit, they say, get out, get out. So they say, get out. So jiva falls down from the Sargloka. 9:19 they expired. Chine punya mrityu lokam vishanti. As soon as your punya is chin, punya is finished, all your money is finished, get out. So Amar, they are correct. But what does Amar mean? Shashwati Shama, very, very long time they live. How long? Depending on how much punya, how much credit card limits you have, that long you can enjoy and then get out. Go back to earth, work again. Okay, two types. Third type,
Chiranjeev Prabhu. So they are the ones who live even further. Their life is as good as Brahma.
Or even further, outlive Brahma. Markandeya Rishi have seen many Brahmas in their lifetime. And the last is?
Nitya, the one who are
in the spiritual world.
Yeah.
They never fall down. So Shashwati Sama refers to the Sarvloka Amar. Thank you, Prabhuji. So they live there for long time. Sama word is very, very important. Krishna is not saying Shashwati, saying Shashwati Sama, like Shashwat, long time. And it's like Shashwat, not in relation to Mahavishnu, in relation to humans. With Mahavishnu, you can't say that. In one breath of Mahavishnu, Brahma dies. Okay, so what happens to them when they come back? Who was doing this earlier?
Sorry.
Were you doing this verse?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, would you like to complete it? I just picked up some sense here. Suchi Nam refers to?
I said all the things that I remember, Prabhu. That
okay. No problem. So I started. So Suchi and Muchi, we all know. Suchi means clean. So clean here refers to Brahmins. Clean culture. It's not just a clean body, it's clean culture. So they are the Brahman families, Vaishnava family, and Sri Matam refers to Shri, wealthy families. So it says there are two obstacles for a soul's advancement in the material world. Many times we don't have proper culture. In the household from the very beginning, kids are eating something else and drinking and looking and all those things happen. The culture is not good. But if from the very beginning, culture is good, it becomes easier in spiritual advancement. But many times culture may be very good, but you are struggling with the Shri. You have to have some, prasadam, some roof on your head. You may be very good boy or girl, but what happens? You have to struggle with money. So, pehle pet puja, fir kaam duja. So first we have to look after our pet, which is fine. So Krishna helps those souls who have done some little advancement by giving them opportunity in the Suchi family, in a Brahman family, or in a Shri family, in a wealthy family, where they can start their spiritual advancement. Now, I remember someone was saying, Sonia Mataji probably was asking this question, that many rich people are not so spiritually advanced. That is correct. But many rich people are advanced at the same time, and they are interested based on their previous spiritual activities which they have done. And the example is 1:8:26. What is Janmeshwara Shri Vir Ed Mana Matapuan? So which is correct. And the last, Gehe. Gehe means house. So in the house of Shri or Suchi, they take birth. Yoga Bhrashta Jate, one who is Bhrashta from Yoga Marg. Okay, we'll take some questions. Sakhiradhika Mataji.
Prabhuji, just quickly about the Amar part, I'm just curious to know how do they throw Jiva from one planet? Like how that happens?
So they have agents
change
for
the
that.
body.
Yes, no, not change. They have agents, Mataji, welcoming agents and throwing agents. You've been to Tirupati, Mataji?
Yes, sir.
They throw you out. I was thrown out and I missed it last time. So they took me inside. I walked with my legs, but probably I came out of with someone else's hand. They were two big, not two, I think four or six, big size men. One lifted me from here, one lifted me from here. And they said, "Ho gaya." Kaha ho gaya? I didn't even realize. 2 seconds I was in the garbhrah and I was thrown out. So similarly, they have their agents to do that job. And the indication is your mala, is your garland. This is when your garland starts fading, they know your time is up to get out from Sarvloka. So they throw you out. Now they throw you out in the form of a subtle body, obviously, and the details are given in the 3rd chapter. You come actually in the clouds. So from Swarga, you come to the clouds. From clouds, you come as a rain to the grain, and from grain to the man who eats it, goes to the semen, and then get transferred to a woman or any female form, and then from female, you take birth again, basically. That's the whole cycle. So it goes on and on and on. Same with the Patal Loka as well. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Jai Prakash Prabhuji.
Prabhu, just one clarification. Like, Sama in this, it's translated yes, which makes sense. And Sama, we already in some of the shlokas we read it as equipoised, right, Prabhu? Is that the same Sanskrit word, or is it?
Yeah. Same word. So obviously, depending on the context, Prabhuji, the meaning. So Sama also means equal vision. Sama means Shashwati, someone like it. And as Prabhupada is writing, Shashwati Sama is many, many years they live. So he's just coming down to the bottom line. So if he explains, eternity, concept of eternity, people may not understand. As we have to remember, Prabhupada is writing is for Western audience. So he's taking care of their, primary concepts and trying to present in as simple language as possible.
Sure. And the Nitya example, is that like all the great devotees, like say Prahlad Maharaj?
All the people who live in the spiritual planet, Prabhuji, they don't change their bodies. Like even Chiranjeevi, Markandeya Rishi will change body one day, long time, but one day. We all changing bodies so quickly. Indra will also change the body. Brahma will change the body. Markandeya Rishi will change the body. But anyone in the spiritual world will not change the body. That's why they call it Nitya.
Sure. Thank you.
Sorry,
Okay. Yes.
just a quick question. So, bro, everyone who in that short-term phase, as per 641, will become Amar, and then once they finish their timeline, they will be pushed from Swargaloka through clouds, rain, grass.
But Krishna is sort of guiding them because they will not just be dropped in anywhere in Uganda.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
They will be sort
They
of a
will
spiritual
Shinam
kind of.
Shrimita, because whatever you have done, Krishna takes charge of you. Bhaktivedanta Purna Maharaj was saying the best thing in Krishna consciousness is Krishna takes charge of you. So not Maya anymore. Now Krishna may allow Maya to work on you a little bit, but Krishna is personally looking after you. So what better thing you can ask? Krishna is your overall guru, and he will guide you. Even Maya is beating you, sorry, is under the personal guidance of Krishna. Like your father sometime may allow a tutor to chastise his own child because he knows what's best for my child, and he may allow a tutor to punish my own child. So Krishna is like that, but his heart is paining when Maya beats us. But he wants us to become very strong, good boys. That's why. But Krishna is personally looking after us, so that's why there's no loss at all in this path.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Sonia Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, it's my question.
Sorry. Usually it's other way, so I went default. No, all good.
Prabhuji, my question is, we always say that, the liberation or, souls can go from here, only from Mrityaloka to, the Dham of Krishna. So when we say Mrityaloka, are we talking about only this earth, or are there like multiple Mrityalokas in multiple universes, because so many of them sprout from the body of Mahabharata?
Okay, you have two questions, Prabhuji. So first question is, are we talking about this earth? And the second question is talking about other planets. So be very clear, we are just talking a principle here, not technically earth number 1, earth number 2, universe 3, earth number 4. No, we're just talking a principle here. And in every universe, the similar principle applies. There are higher planets, there are middle planetary system, and then the lower planetary system. So we're talking a principle here. This is what happens. Now, this first question was, are you talking about this earth? So as per 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, earth is just not this planet, it's a group of planets. It's a very detailed topic, which we may not discuss today in this class, but earth is just not one planet which we live on. It's a group of planets. It's a whole plane, Prabhuji. It's a whole plane. It's a 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, initial chapters you can read. And Vedic Planetarium TOVP is coming up, and you may be able to see all that live in your eyes in the Mayapur temple of Vedic Planetarium. Yeah.
Sure. Can I ask one more question?
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
So, Prabhu, similar to, like, it's just a principle, like you just mentioned. So, similar to how Krishna takes avatars, we talked about the avatars here. Similarly, it would happen in all the other.
Absolutely, Prabhuji. Absolutely. So whatever we read here, as I said, it's a principle, and similar principle follows. Now, details will vary. Details will vary. Like one quick example, Bhagavatam, which we have in this earth planet, has how many verses? 18,000 verses. But in this, it says in the Swargloka, it has around 100,000 verses. And then Lord Shiva reads a Bhagavatam, which has 1 crore verses. Now, for us, even 700 verses, what to speak of 700, even 280 verses, people are like, oh, Bhakti Shastri exam. So 280 verses are so difficult. So it's hard for us to comprehend how Lord Shiva is relishing that 1 crore verses so nicely. But for us, a gist is given, principles are given, some details are given, and other things are presented in principle wise, so we can understand. And as Prabhupada says, I have given you everything which is needed for you to go back to Godhead. Now, has Prabhupada given us everything? No, but Prabhupada has given everything which is needed to go back to Godhead. Simple example which is relevant to all of us. So have you learned all the 280 verses of 6 chapters? No. 13 verses Rupa Prabhu published, that's enough. And that is also a pain actually, right? But that's enough for you to pass the exam. So similarly, Krishna or Prabhupada has given us everything which is needed for us to pass this exam of human life. It's not everything. We cannot know everything. Only Krishna knows everything. Who other than Krishna can know everything? But he has given us everything. Beta, just read this. Do certain things in your life, chanting and serving Krishna, serving Vaishnavas, and go back to Godhead. It's like that. So those principles assist us to reach to the destination, to get your certificate, finally, if you pass all these modules. You understand? Sorry, I'm trying to give a relevant example. Yeah. So most of the things are presented as principle. But details are also given. In this earth, there's a place called Vrindavan, there's a place called Ayodhya, there's a place called where you can go physically and see Lord's different pastimes. So different details are also given. But mostly we see principles in Shastra.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, Prasannatma Prabhu.
Oh, I just had a doubt actually. So, like when Lord says in the fourth chapter that he explained Bhagavad Gita to first Vivaswan, then to Manu, and then Ikshvaku.
Yes.
Is it the same Bhagavad Gita? Because this is Mrityu Loka, where there is birth, death, old age, and disease.
Yeah.
But in the higher planetary system, there is no birth, there is no old age, there is no disease. So, is it when they say, I've just got a doubt like that.
Yes,
Like,
yes. So, Prabhu, in this material world, as we know, the birth is always there, death is always there in different form. Now, old age and disease, obviously, demigods don't get disease, but they do get old. So, overall principle again is mentioned. Now, you can say prison house is a suffering place. Now, within prison also, there can be 3 different types of prison houses. Like one can be class A prison, where you have AC, you have remote control TV and all that. In B class prison, you don't have AC, just have a fan. And C class, neither have fan nor have a good bathroom facilities on that. But a principle is given, it's place of suffering. It's a place of suffering. Now, how the suffering will exist in Brahmaloka will be different than the suffering exists in Mrityaloka. Now, regarding the same Bhagavad Gita, this question was asked with Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj, and I clearly remember that lecture. So Maharaj said, we don't know what did Krishna spoke to Vivaswan in that Bhagavad Gita. There may be many more verses, like it's possible. But Maharaj said the principle would be same. Now we're not worried about was it 800 verses Krishna spoke or 1000 verses, but the principle was same, that I am Ishvara, you are Jiva, I love you and I want you to come back to me. The principle would be exactly same to Vivaswan as he has given to Arjuna. Is that okay, Prabhu?
okay, Prabhu. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Okay, so that's one of the favorite verses, I guess, because most of us will be in this category, I guess. Little bhakti and little desires for enjoyment. Okay, let's move to the next one. This is a heavy one, 642. We have Sakhi Radhika Mataji. I'm not sure whether you were in the last class. Okay, all done. Good. So we have Bhavasu Prabhu, Hare Krishna, or Vijay Mataji, anyone.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
So it says, or if unsuccessful after long practice of yoga, he takes his birth in a family of transcendentalists who are surely great in wisdom. Certainly such a birth is rare in this world. So this verse is talking about a person who has done yoga for a long time, or who has been a transcendentalist for a long time, but somehow or the other he was unsuccessful. So Krishna rewards him by giving him birth in a family which is very rare. The rarity of that family is that that family is already a Vaishnava family or a spiritually elevated family, and it's to the extent that these he gets to have association with the most elevated souls like spiritual masters, or have association with the spiritual masters, and the guarantee is that with this birth they are sure to go back home, back to Godhead. So that is the gist of it. Let's go to the translation. In translation, yes, the few words which is Durlabha Taram. Durlabha Taram is it's actually very rare. So, well, that's all I can say. Sorry,
Okay,
Prabhu.
Prabhuji. No, thank you.
I'm not very good with that.
No, Prabhu, you have done well. Just one purport part. Prabhupada is writing. He is giving his own example and his Guru Maharaj example. So his Guru Maharaj was the son of Bhakti Thakur, which is considered the 7th Goswami. So what a rare birth! What a rare birth! In Prabhupada's birth, so rare. So this is Dhimatam, so in the family of Dhimatam. Dhimatam is highly advanced spiritual. Now, if you remember the previous verse said Suchi Nam. Suchi can also be Vaishnava. Suchi will be a Vaishnava, but it may not be very highly advanced Vaishnava. But here we are talking Dhimatam is very highly advanced Vaishnava. Like you see different acharyas, like every child which comes in this world comes from a parent, right? It cannot be without parent. Now, Krishna can come without parent, but acharyas, they come from a parent. Ramanujacharya, for example, or so many acharyas. So these parents are very highly, highly advanced spiritualists. And there, this yoga bhrashta, who has practiced for a long time, like he's done 90% or something, just 10% to go, and then he takes birth here. Now, previous one may say, 20-30% he has done, 10%, something like that. And Krishna further advances, and Prabhupada gives very nice example. Children have this piggy bank, Gullak in Hindi they call it. So if Aritri has a Gullak and Mama gives $10 or something, so when she receives another dollar from Mother Gopal Prabhu, so how much she will have in her account? $11. She will start from $10 onwards, right? 10 she already achieved, and then she start 11, and then someone else give $2, $13 on top of 11. So it keeps increasing. It keeps increasing. It is, as I was saying last time, is undepletable and undeletable. No one can delete your bhakti sukriti. Everything else will be taken away. Everything else. No matter how rich, how intellectual you are, how famous you are, every single thing will be stolen away, max at the point of death. Many things before death, and max at the point of death. It will be stolen away. It will be taken away, forcefully taken away from you. And the next birth, you will say, I've done 3 PhDs. So what? Go back to kindergarten. A for apple, B for ball, C for cat. You got to start from there. Till the time you reach A for arthritis, B for BP, C for cancer, and D for diarrhea. You got to take the journey again and again. You learn A for apple and then A for arthritis. That's the way it is. You cannot get rid of it. You cannot get rid of it. My Guru Maharaj said, I am not ready for another A for apple. I'm not ready. Are you ready? That's what he asked. I'm not asking you. If you are already A for apple, go for it. Maharaj said, I am not ready for A for apple again. Another cycle. I am not ready for it. So it's a very thought-provoking thing. Are we ready for A for apple? So whenever we do anything, any dealings with X, Y, and Z, we should remember, are we ready for A for apple again? I'm not, I'm telling you, but I'm not sure whether I'll make it, but I don't want to go back to kindergarten again. Last time when I left the uni, I was like, never again. Maybe you like it, I don't. Okay, Sumit Prabhu or Sonia Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, when we are talking about the growth in the spiritual advancement, and we all want everybody to be in Krishna consciousness, and we all try to preach. So I'm thinking about the people who doesn't know about Krishna consciousness, let's say, and as a beginning step, if we offer them prasadam. So once they have prasadam, the person who honors prasadam but doesn't know much about Krishna, what happens to those kind of people?
Yeah, they start their journey, Mataji. So suppose they haven't done anything to do with Ram, Krishna, or Bhagwan, and you give them a pakoda or whatever, and they eat the pakoda. Their bhakti sukriti starts from that point onwards. Now, Krishna will make arrangement for this soul based on his desires and deserving and all that. He will come across with another devotee, a book, maybe in this life, next life. But his account, you have given $1 to this person, his account has already started, account has opened, his bhakti account has opened. And somehow or other, it's Krishna's responsibility to make sure he gets in touch with another devotee somewhere, another prasadam, another hearing of kirtan, something will happen in his life. Because his account has been started by a mercy of a devotee. It says that's why mercy enters into the devotee's life, and then not a devotee, a person's life, and the life changes. Now, one devotee was telling me, I'm just sharing, he's very, very advanced devotee. When I was 20, he was in bhakti, he was like, 2000-year-old. He was also 20, but he was 2000-year-old. I consider like that. I was 0-year-old. He was telling me, we were all in the previous birth, might be some cockroaches or ants or some, little jivas somewhere, but some devotee saw us and he says, oh, Krishna, please make this jiva a devotee. And now we have taken human birth, we are eating prasad in ISKCON temple. Only because this devotee desired for us, not that we were so elevated. Maybe some of you, your yoga bhrashto bhi jayate after completing, 40%, 50%, you are here. But he's saying most of us, we must be, a very, very little jiva. So I was chanting the park one day, some other time as well. I saw a jiva. I literally prayed the same thing for that jiva. He was trying to cross the park road. He could not, struggling. We should pray. When we go out, we should remember this prayer. Someone has prayed for us. Someone has helped us. Someone has tolerated us. We should also try. Now we'll fail. We'll forget all those, but we should try. We should try. We should pray, pray, pray as much as possible. Pray and pray for yourself as well. Pray for others first and then for yourself. Huh? So there's no harm in praying for ourselves that Krishna, please, please, we are too much distracted. I am. Please put us back on the right track. Huh? We're not asking any magic. It's like, just be more stable in bhakti life. And Krishna will reciprocate in different ways. Thank you. Mataji is always talking about helping others, preaching.
Thank you, Prabhu. This actually is a practical question which she asked.
I got it.
It actually happened on this Sunday.
Ah.
So somebody who we wanted, we know them from quite some time. They're quite elderly. They're like non-Indians. He's a philanthropist, like you mentioned. He likes to help others.
Yes.
In late 70s now. So we invited them over to our place and for having some prasadam with us. And while they came, we had Hare Krishna Mantra. It was going on in the background. I deliberately put it. I tried to silence it. Okay, maybe you're getting distracted. No, let it keep coming. It is nice music. Let it play.
Good.
And then we did a little arati in front of him. He was interested to see the temple, even though he does not like. He likes to study, and he's into what is Buddhism and what is this and what is that. But kind of it was our way of at least getting them into some sort of an introduction here.
So we tried our best. At least they can say Krishna from their own mouth once. So
no, they heard Krishna. They ate Krishna prasad.
They even said it.
They even said it.
So very nice. So it's definitely a good help. And that's from their perspective. From your perspective, when Krishna sees you, he likes you even more. Oh, my one kid is helping another kid to come back to me. So Krishna loves you more. So it's a win-win situation for both souls. One who's trying to help, one who's getting the help. And Krishna really likes it. And that's the end game. It says, it's the pleasure of the Lord which we are seeking. We are not seeking any other thing in this material world. We are not seeking. We don't want any recognition. We don't want money. We don't want health. We don't want extra power, this and that. All we want is the pleasure of the Lord. And it's not your material success which will please the Lord. It's your attempt. Materially, you may be unsuccessful in your attempt. Like Jatayu, he was purely unsuccessful in his attempt to save Mother Sita. But Lord personally looked after this bird. Yeah, he was a bird, a species. He was unsuccessful. So we may also be unsuccessful. We may die. We're broken, and all these Kali Yuga Jiva may kill us. Honestly, we're not so much daring like Jatayu. But the point is, even if you die by the hands of these Kali Yuga Ravans, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. We should never compare our material failures with the spiritual successes. Jatayu was completely successful. You look at Marichi. Marichi, what happened in the case of Marichi? He said to Raman, and we sort of glorify Marichi, it's better to die by the hand of Lord Ram. But actually, Marichi was serving Ravan. Ravan asked him to become a deer, right? He became deer. And Ravan asked him to say, Sita, Lakshman, please come and help, and all that. So actually, Marichi was serving Raman. So there's no point of dying by the hand of Lord Ram if you're serving Kali Yuga personified. So rather you die from the hand of Kali Yuga, but serve Lord Ram. So many times we actually glorify, but it's not a glorification actually. Rather than it's better to die in the Kali Yuga Jiva with the Kali Yuga, but you serve the Lord. So that's why our service attitude is the most important. What happens externally, it doesn't matter. It's just a temporary manifestation, our success or our failures. It doesn't matter. But Lord appreciates Jatayu. We should always remember. Jatayu is like a hero for us. He died. No problem. We will not die. At least we can attempt, and someone may, get upset on us. Please, Prabhuji, take a book. Hi, hello, take a book. They will reject us. That's all right. That's all right. They may say some bad words to us. That's all right. It happens with everyone. Ravan killed Jatayu. Ravan killed Jatayu. But Lord Ram glorified Jatayu. So that is the sort of the bottom line of our preaching. Bottom line of our preaching. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji, for doing that attempt. Nice. Prasannatma Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
You
Yeah,
always
just
have
I had
serious
one.
questions.
Just I had one more doubt actually, Prabhu.
Hari bol.
Like you told that when you spiritualist, when you die, you will whatever you have done will continue from the next life. But materialist, it will be like reset. It will start from zero. But again, that subtle body will have that what do you say? The thought process. Now, suppose if I am, say for example, I am a say pious person, or I have done PhD, whatever. I am a scientist or whatever. Those thoughts will be there. Even if I die, even if I have to go to ABCD, it will be easy for that soul to do ABCD.
Yeah.
I am just thinking.
Yes, Prabhu, you are right. You are right. So you remember I shared a clip which was given by Radheshyam Prabhu. A dog was able to do bon bon. The master said one bon. He said three bon bon bon. He said 3 + 2 bon 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 bon. And he was saying it must be a mathematician who died and became a dog. So you're right. But what's the point? A mathematician will become a dog, for example, in this case, or scientist may become a fish or something. But what's the point? Yes, you're right. The subtle body will be thinking about mathematics even in the body of a dog. And you are able to count. You may be a better dog than other dogs, but what's the point in becoming a dog? That's
you're saying you'll not get human life, you may get animal life also.
Even if you get a human life, Prabhuji, Newton or many scientists who are atheists, but what's the point? You may get a Nobel laureate, but what's the point? You may become Indra. What's the point? That's the point. We have to understand what is taking us to eternity. Are we doing this eternal activity or temporary activity? Every activity, even devotees, we should think about it. Where are we going? This activity is leading us to eternal destination or a temporary destination. Sometimes you have to do some temporary thing, but as much as possible, it should be under the umbrella of Krishna consciousness, under the umbrella. Huh?
Okay.
Is that okay?
The only thing, my thing is it's not getting reset. That's what I felt. It's still there.
Yeah. The point reset is whatever material possessions your body has, that will be reset. Your thoughts will be.
Correct.
So gross body possessions, you have 10 properties or $10 trillion or 3 PhDs and all. That's reset, right? But your thoughts, subtle body will obviously have all the impressions. But you will start an intelligent person will also become intelligent person. But it's just a cycle. So you're right, subtle body's thoughts will continue. That's correct. But again, mathematician becoming a dog. What is the point? There's no achievement. You may become a Miss World or Mr. World or something like that. What is the point? You exhaust your punya and then come back to zero.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Nice discussion. Let's move forward to 643. So now Krishna continues the thoughts which he has presented in 642, and we'll read here. So now I see Rasanand Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Would you like to read? So we are starting the first verse.
Tatra tam buddhi
samyogam
labde paurvadehikam yatate cha tato bhuyah samsiddho guru nandana. On taking such a birth, he revives the divine consciousness of his previous life, and he tries to make further progress in order to achieve complete success. O son of Guru.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So I think we have already discussed these points which Krishna is presenting in 643. So tatratam, so tatra means when he takes that birth, buddhi sanyogam, so his intelligence, and Prabhupada writes very nicely, the revival of consciousness. So wherever he has left in the previous birth, he will use your intelligence. Labate parvde. Labate means he has achieved. Parvdehika means previous deha. the previous deha, whatever consciousness he has achieved, he will start reviving from that point onwards. Yatite chatato bhuya. Bhuya means again. This word comes again and again. Bhuya comes again and again. It means again. So you'll again start from that point and revive his consciousness. Samsiddho. Till what point? Samsiddho. Till the point he achieves the perfection. So again, if you're at 13, you will start from 13 to 100. You are at 17, 17 to 100. You just keep going in that direction from that point onwards. 44. Vijaya Mataji, would you like to do?
पूर्वाभ्यासेन तेनैव ह्रियते हि अवसोऽपि सा जिज्ञासुरपि योगस्य शब्दा ब्रह्मति वर्तते. By virtue of the divine consciousness of his previous life, he automatically becomes attracted to the yogic principles, even without seeking them. Such an inquisitive transcendentalist stands always above the ritualistic principles of the scriptures.
Thank you, Mataji. So, Purva Abhyasa, so it's quite clear word. So, Purva Abhyasa means Purva Kal mein kiya hua Abhyasa. So, whatever Abhyas, whatever practice he has done in the previous life, Teneva, so those souls, Hiryate, Prabhupada writes, yes, is attracted. How is he attracted? Avasho. So Vasha means control. Avasha means helplessly. So he's helplessly controlled. Now, helplessly attracted, sorry. So that Jiva is helplessly attracted towards that thing. Now we see there are many people in this world are helplessly attracted towards something. Now, some kids will be very good in mathematics. Some kids will be very good in gymnastics. Some kids will be very good in, arts or something or music. They'll just pick up like that. Huh? I see so many kids in the temple, they play kartal and mridanga, so nice. I get ashamed actually by seeing them. Super good, little kid, ting, 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 ting. So they are super good. They have done some, piety in this field earlier. When their parents facilitate them, they just pick up so quickly. Purvabhyasen. Jigyasurapi yogasya. And they will have jigyasa towards what? Yogasya. Towards their connection to Krishna. They will just have it. And you see so many Prabhupada disciples. If you see very, very young people, very, very young, like 16, 17, 21, something like that. Now, at the age of 16 or 17, generally speaking, especially in the Western world, what people like to do, not Krishna conscious activity, something else they like to do. Huh? But these all people, they got attracted towards Krishna and Prabhupada, huh? And they left everything else, and they became so big Vaishnavas. Huh? So they have jigyasa. Now, Shabd Brahma Ati Vartate. So Shabd Brahma, so there's one word here. Shabd Brahma is word and Ati Vartate is another. Shabd Brahma, anyone knows this word? I'm sure you have heard it. Shabd Brahma. Huh?
Vedas, Prabhu.
Vedas, thank you, Prabhuji. Shabd Brahma, you read in Ishopisha, Shabd Brahma is another word of Vedas. Now, Vedas generally talk about what? Generally. Karma Kanda. 75% section of the Vedas is called Karma Kanda. What is Karma Kanda? Ritualistic ceremonies, ritualistic activities by which you get elevated to say Sargloka or some other planets like that. Huh? 75% talks about that. And it says 20% talks about Upasana Kanda. And only 5% is Bhakti Kanda. What it means basically, Bhakti, even in Vedas, is very, very rare. Very, very rare. How many Puranas Vyasadeva wrote before writing Srimad Bhagavatam? 17 Puranas he wrote. So basically, and he practically from his perspective finished it. Oh, I've done all the writing. Ab kya karna hai? Now everybody said, you haven't done anything yet. Now you need to do the real thing. So bhakti is very, 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 very rare. Very, very rare. So not everyone will buy this product. Prabhupada says only a jeweler will know the value of the diamond. Huh? Everyone else will go in the shop of, the $2 shop where you get this, what do you call imitation jewelry? Is this what it's called, Mataji? Imitation jewelry. So on those shops, you'll see such a big queue. Sale. On a pure gold shop, how many customers will be there? Very, very few. Very, very few. We don't have that budget. We don't have that. Who is going to buy a ring of $1,000? Yeah, if Mahasu Prabhu buys, it's good. Why not? Otherwise, chote mein kam chalta hai. Something small is all right. Why? Because we don't appreciate the gold or diamond so much. Even we appreciate our budget doesn't allow us. So our budget of Sukriti, our budget of Krishna consciousness has to be high to buy Krishna, because Bhakti will buy Krishna. Bhakti will buy Krishna. We cannot just buy Krishna like he's the super expensive diamond. Huh? He's the only diamond. So Radharani or her representative can buy Krishna with that money of Bhakti Sukriti. So Shabda Brahma refers to Vedas, and Prabhupada very nicely writes ritualistic principles of scriptures. So this person does not get interested in the ritualistic section of the Vedas, which is the majority Vedas are talking. Ati Vartate, he transcends them. So many people get attracted to Vedas, but they are attracted to which part? Just the ritualistic part of the Vedas. But this person transcended that. He said, I'm not interested in Karma Kanda. I'm not going to go to Swargloka. Bhakti Vidyapur Maharaj said, very nicely said, we're not going to settle anything less than Krishna. Swargloka, no. Brahmaloka, no. Nagprashtam, no. What to speak of this Bhumi? What to speak of Bhumi? Here you get sold just a 2-bedroom apartment. Even to get loan these days is pretty hard. If someone says, oh, can I give you a 2-bedroom mortgage-free apartment? Or chalo in Glenfield side, 4-bedroom house. We get it for free. Now so Prabhu is very happy. Chalega. Nahi. He's a devotee. Nahi chahiye. We don't want this mortgage-free apartments or houses in Glenfield, Liverpool, North Sydney. What we want, a place in the heart of Krishna, a place in the heart of our spiritual master. And that's not cheap. That's not cheap. That's expensive. But that happens to these people. Why? Because they have done so much practices in the previous birth and they get helplessly attracted. Giriraj Maharaj, father and mother, everyone knows this instance. He came to Prabhupada and he put a blank check in front of Prabhupada. He said, any amount, Prabhupada, you can write, release my son. Prabhupada said, we are not holding your son. You can take your son if you like. And what does the son say? He said, keep me as well as the check. Mujhe bhi rakho, check ko bhi rakho. He said, Prabhupada, take the check, take the check. Prabhupada said, I'm not holding your son. If you like to take your son, please take your son. But son said, Prabhupada, keep me as well as the check. So this is called avashopisaha. Helplessly they're attracted towards young boys. They have the whole world. Their father is millionaire, billionaire. Who will write a blank check and say, write any amount, but please release my son? He said, no. So they rejected all these things for which we are so much aspiring for. Generally speaking, we aspire for so many things. But they are hirete hi avashopisa. Now, who can give me a nice example of this Pura Bhyasena, who has done a lot of Bhyas in Purva, and then he was helplessly attracted?
Jada
Bharat, thank you. One more. Gajendra, when he was in trouble, so in the life of Gajendra, initially at least, he was not remembering I was this and that and I practiced Krishna consciousness, nothing like that. He was enjoying his kingly position. He was the king of that whole area. But when the time came, then he remembered, oh, actually, and not only he remembered what he was and what happened, he remembered even the shlokas. And in the body of a pashu, in an animal, he's reciting shlokas, and not only reciting shlokas, reciting with his heart, and that attracted Lord Vishnu. Now, shlokas doesn't not only shlokas attract Lord Vishnu, it's the heart which attracts. Gajendra revived that consciousness. Why? Purva Abhyasa, and he has done Abhyas. So whatever we do Abhyas today, many times devotees say, no, I don't remember the shlokas. It doesn't matter actually. It doesn't matter because you're doing Abhyas. It's not one lifetime project. Yeah, it may happen in one life as well, but it's not just one life. It's a lifetime project. So we are working on a very, very big project. Very, very big project. So we should just keep working. Put $1 every day. Sola Mala every day. DT worship every day. Offering Bhoga every day. Helping a Vaishnava every day. You just do every day. Man lage, nahi lage. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because it's all going in our spiritual bank balance. And then one day, our account, our piggy bank will be full. Krishna is saying, you don't need to put any more. It says, Mother Yashoda was churning butter. And Krishna says, when you are doing your manasa, vacha, karmana practice for me, you don't need to churn butter anymore. I'm here in front of you. So one day you will see, Prabhupada says, Krishna face to face. You will see Krishna face to face. You can talk Krishna as you're talking to me. In person you will talk to Krishna. So Prabhupada is giving that assurance. Krishna is giving that assurance. It cannot go in vain. It just cannot. Why? Purvabhyasena. We are all doing some abhyas. So we should just be very enthusiastic in our abhyas. And we'll transcend all these Shabd Brahman. Okay, let's move 644. Sorry, 645. Who hasn't done as yet? Vijay Gopi.
Sorry, Prabhu.
Yes, Jai Prakash Prabhu.
Sorry, Prabhu. One quick question. So, in this, it's mentioned that they stand above the ritualistic principles of scriptures, right, Prabhu? So, does it mean like whoever is into like exclusive devotion to Lord Krishna, they don't need to once again follow the daily rituals? What, like, say, they do the what do they call, Prabhu? The Vandana they do to
Sandhya Vandan,
Tarpana,
3 types of
Sandhya
Vandan.
Vandana,
We see in the prayers of Madhavendra Puri Prabhuji, he said, I do Vandan to my Sandhya Vandan. He doesn't need to follow these daily rituals. We are supposed to follow, Prabhu, because we are in a very, very beginning stage. We have to follow everything. But if you become advanced spiritualist, you don't have to follow. And we have many examples. Many examples. Bilamangal Thakur is not doing Sandhya Vandan at 6 o'clock. He's about that. He may do it, but he is not supposed to do it. And there's a famous verse, I can't remember. You have 6 types of rin. You have 6 types of debts. A devotee doesn't have that 6 types of debt. But we should not consider that we have become devotee. That will be a mistake. That will be like, we are under mature. We are not mature at this stage. I'm not. Huh?
Timing is the only thing I'm asking.
Yeah,
just
we're just
like, say,
starting.
if you're spending like say 16 rounds chanting and then reading every day, so just that priority wise, I'm just trying to understand.
Yes. So at this stage, we should just follow our senior devotees, our Guru, Prabhupada, and that's about it. We are not in that stage. But yeah, once you become that stage, you don't have to follow the daily rituals which a neophyte does. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Let's move 645. Vijay Gopi Mataji, if you're there. Okay, maybe not. Mohit Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, let me. Oh, just give me a second, Prabhu. I'm just putting a screen. Payantana yatamnastu.
Prayatnat yatmanastu.
Yogi samsudha kilvisha.
Yogi samsudha kilvisha.
Aneka janma samsiddhas.
Aneka janma samsiddhas.
Tato yati param gatim.
Tato yati param gatim.
Translation. And when the yogi engages himself with sincere endeavor in making further progress, being washed of all contamination, then ultimately achieving perfection after many births of practice, he attains the supreme goal.
Yeah, so this sort of conclusion of this section. So Krishna has explained the short-term unsuccessful yogi, long-term unsuccessful yogi, and then he said he will start from the same point onwards, and then finally he is saying prayatna. So he will do endeavor by rigid practice, Prabhupada writes, by rigid practice. Yatatmana, endeavoring, so constantly doing his rigid practices. This particular yogi Sansuddha Kilbisha. So Kilbish, anyone knows the meaning of Kilbish? If you want to not see the translation. Okay, tell me which verse Kilbisha word is used. Everyone knows that one. 313? 313? Yagishishtasana Santo Muchante Sar Kilbishai. What's the synonym of Kilbishai in Sanskrit, I'm asking? Agha. Aghasur. Papas. So agha or kilbish is the same thing. What does kilbish mean? It's a sin or contamination. Contamination refers to, our anarthas basically. Kam, krodh, lobh, must. And we are all covered with that, generally speaking. So, Sansuddha kilbisha, this yogi will be cleared up of all his sins and all the anarthas will be cleared up. Anek janma sansiddha. So this word is very, very important. So how long he will take? Krishna is saying that. Not anek janma. So bhakti, achieving perfection in bhakti, it's a multi-lifetime project. Now, technically, you can achieve in one lifetime, in one moment. That's fine. Practically, we are talking anek janma. Maharaj Bharat also took, 3 births. In case of Indradum Maharaj, Gajendra took 2 births. What we see from eyes. Now, obviously, they may have done some earlier practices as well. So aneka janma sansit. So in perfection, how long you will take? Aneka janma. So we should again never get discouraged. Today I'm down. It's all right. It happens. One birth may be down. What to speak of one day being down in our life? So one birth may be down. You may have in a very different body than human body, but still you can continue your devotion in the body of a deer or dog or bird, whatever, Jatayu. We have Crow, Kagbhushandi, for example. We have Hanumanji, Jamvanji. So many examples throughout which are continuing their devotion. Not only continuing their, they have the perfect servitor attitude for the Lord. Tato yati param gati. And finally, they will achieve the param gati, the final goal, final destination. Now, Krishna sort of wrap up this chapter in 646 and 647, give his final conclusion, what he thinks. Now, this is not just the conclusion of this chapter, is also the conclusion of this first 6 chapters. So these verses are very important, especially 647, which we'll read. So 646 is sort of a background for the 647, which Prabhupada quoted very, very frequently. Let's read 646. Hare Krishna, Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, just 1 minute. 646. Sorry, Prabhu, just because it's a bit small on the screen, so I'm just looking. Tapasvibhyo diko yogi.
Tapasvibhyo diko yogi.
Jnanibhyopi matodika.
Jnanibhyopi matodikaha.
Karmibhyascha yogi.
Karmibhyascha yogi.
Tasmad yogi bhava Arjuna.
Tasmad yogi bhava Arjuna.
Translation: a yogi is greater than the ascetic, greater than the empiricist, and greater than the fruitive worker. Therefore, Arjuna, in all circumstances, be a yogi. Hare Krishna.
So tapasvibhyo, so tapasvi, everyone knows tapasvi, ascetic. Ascetic means who's doing tapasya. Now obviously here tapasvi refers to a person who's doing some sort of austerity with no connection to Lord. Like for example, many people do bhook hartal, hunger strike. They are also doing tapasya. But is that tapasya leading to in any way in touch with Krishna or any divine entity? No. Many people do fasting. Now, we also do fasting, Janmashtami, Ekadashi and all that. But do we do fasting for fat reduction? Not really. Now, I know some people after Kartik were very happy losing the weight. But was that the purpose of the fasting? Not really. So our activity may be same, but our purpose is very different. So we don't do fasting for fat reduction. We do fasting for the pleasure of the Lord so that we can do more intense devotional activity for that particular occasion, say Janmashtami or Ekadashi or so many occasions like that. So tapasvi, here we are talking tapasvi, ascetic, we are just doing tapasya for a purpose, but that purpose is not for yoga. So it's saying yogi who is connecting with the Lord is higher than a tapasvi, which makes sense, isn't it? Because this person is trying to connect. Second category is saying Jnanibhyo. What does Jnani mean? Anyone? Jnani? Wow, so Prabhuji. If you remember.
Jnani is the one who's knowledgeable or just uses all about study of the Veda.
Yep. So one whose conclusion is Gyan. Huh? So whoever's conclusion, now Gyan and Gyan Yogi is different, right? Jnani, yogi means a yoga is there, divine is present there. But Jnani, he's talking just the Jnani who's about knowledge. And Krishna cannot be achieved by knowledge. And Krishna will clarify that in 8th chapter, many places in Bhagavatam as well. So Jnani Pyopi Matodika. Now mata word means everyone knows mat, opinion. See, Krishna is again putting the word opinion. Prabhupada writes is considered. I was reading that. Mata means considered. So it's considered that yogi is even higher than a Jnani. And that makes sense again because he's anything in connection to the Lord is higher. The last category is saying the third. Karmi. Karmi means who's all after karma, fruitive worker. Ye karenge to ye phal. If I do this, I'll get this phala. And that karmi can be in any category for that sake. He's just after a karm phal. So Prabhupada is writing, yogi is greater than ascetic, greater than empiricist. Empiricist means jnani, and greater than a fruitive worker. So tasma, therefore, yogi bhava. Bhava means to be. Yogi means, so Arjun, you become a yogi. So Krishna is very, very clear. Don't become just a tapasvi, just a jnani, or just a karmi. Become a yogi. Now, but Krishna has not yet recommended which sort of yogi, right? Now you can say there are different types of yogi. How many types of yogis are there?
4 types.
So far, 4. So Master Prabhu is saying something, but I can't hear. My ears.
Firstly, like tapasvi.
No. You can say yogi. How many types of yogis are there, Prabhuji? So karma yogi, jnana yogi, and
ashtanga yogi.
So we know 4 types of yogis which we have learned. So Krishna is saying be yogi, but Krishna has not said in this verse what sort of yogi, right? So the recommendation to yoga is given over tapasya, jnana, or karma. That's first thing. So first Krishna is bringing in that umbrella. Now within umbrella, will say Krishna will say, okay, sit in this bhakti yoga section. So that we'll read 647, which is a conclusion verse for this. Who has not read as yet? Raghavi Mataji has not read as yet, I guess. This is a very, 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 very famous verse. Rupam Prabhu is in the key verses. I don't remember, but you may.
I was about to say, bro, this is one of the verses to recite.
Hari Bahol. So everyone must remember this verse. So please read it carefully. It's a very, very nice verse. Okay, yes, please, Mataji.
Yoginam api sarvesham.
Yoginam api sarvesham.
Madgatenantara atmana.
Madgaten antaratmana.
Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam.
Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam.
Same yuktatmo mataha.
Same yuktatamo mataha.
And of all yogis, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself and renders transcendental loving service to me. He is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion.
So yogina api sarvesham. So now previous verse, the recommendation was become a yogi. Now sarvesham yogi. Sarvesham means all types of yogi. Or mad gaten antaratmana. So mad gaten antaratmana. So antaratmana within his atma, within his subconscious mind, what he is thinking? Mad gaten. So he is always thinking about Krishna. And how he is doing? Shraddhavan bhajte yo mam. So mam refers to a person. Mam does not refers to a Brahmajyoti or anything like that. Mam means me. We'll pick up this word again before we start 7th chapter. Because the 7th chapter, Krishna will expand this word mam. So Shraddhavan bhajate. And what he's doing? Bhajan. He's doing worship with Shraddha. Sabe yukta tamo mataha. So mata refers to my opinions. In my opinion, he is yukta tama. So many times we read this word yukta. So yukta is like a good. And yukta tar is like better, and yukta tam is best. So we have, a comparative degree and superlative degree. So this is yukta tama. Yukta tama means the best one. The best one. Who is the best one? Yogina api sarvesham mad gaten antaratma. So who is thinking always about me. So Prabhupada writes, and of all the yogis, the one with great faith, with Shraddha, what he is doing? Bhajan. Bhajan means worship, who always abides in me, mad gaten antaratmana, thinks of me within himself and renders transcendental loving service to me. This is the translation of Prabhupada of bhajate word. Bhajan just does not refers to I sing Noom Jarota bhajan or something like that. No, bhajan means renders transcendental loving service to me. That's as for Prabhupada, that's a bhajan. It's a quite elaborate and very practical translation Prabhupada is writing. Now, Yukta Tamo Prabhupada, he is the most intimately united with me. Me is mom in yoga, and he's the highest of all. That is my opinion. So Krishna very humbly presenting his opinion towards the end. In 646 saying, become a yogi, don't become jnani, don't become a karmi, don't become a tapasvi, rather become a yogi. Now within yogi, Krishna recommends become a bhakti yogi. That's what Prabhupada says in this verse. Now I'll stop here. If there's any quick question, I'll take it. Yes, Mahasa Prabhuji.
Prabhu, just I wanted to ask this question earlier also. Why does Krishna use this word in my opinion? Because Krishna is supreme. He can give a direct answer. Yes, do it or not. Simple as that. Why he has to give this word opinion? Because it's very confusing, isn't it? I'm not talking about us. Obviously, we all consider, Krishna is supreme.
Yeah.
But then Krishna, by putting these words, it seems, that Krishna is not interested in giving to us a very concrete solution. It's a very diplomatic way of saying yes or no. I'm sorry to use that word, but that's how it is. Can you please explain about it? Because he has used this so many places in so many verses.
Yes. So very nice question, Prabhuji. Why Krishna is saying it is in my opinion, as per Mahasu Prabhu say, it's a diplomatic way of saying. Prabhu, one example comes to my mind. Please try to get the message. You have two kids, Prabhu. One is elder one is younger one. You are the father. As per Vedic culture, you are allowed to give instruction to your son, and your son is supposed to follow. Now, say to your elder one, how do you speak, Prabhu? You give instruction, or you say, my recommendation. Sorry, Prabhu. That's what comes immediately to my mind. In Vedic culture, father used to give instruction. Now in modern culture, father used to take instruction. So we don't give instruction, we take instruction. Mataji is also smiling. So you get the point, Prabhu, huh? Krishna is a very, very loving father. Now he's not bound like us. We are bound. If we could, we will give instruction to everyone. Aisa karo, vaisa karo, vaisa karo. I'm the boss. I'm the boss. But Krishna is a very humble person. Now we are, as I said, helplessly not the boss. Krishna is the boss, but he's very kind and loving father. And he's Chaitanya Prabhu was saying in one of his classes, I just remembered, in Christianity, they call it, there's a seminar of Chaitanya Prabhu in the Sunday if you are attending. So in Christianity, the Bible is called the Book of Commandments. Huh? Like, thou should not kill, thou should not steal, you should not steal. But Prabhuji said, Krishna speaking Bhagavad Gita is not the book of commandments, the book of choices. Krishna gives you choice. God Gopal Prabhu was saying in one of his classes, we have ABCD. So B is for birth, D is for death. And what does C stands for? Choices. Between birth and death, we all have choices. Good or bad, that's a different story, but we all have choices. So Krishna allows us to have our choices, because a loving father will always give choices. Vijay Mataji will make lots of prasadam and say, beta, jo khana hai kha lo. So whatever, my dear child, you like to eat, you eat. As a mother, you present choices. As a father, you present choices. So our father also is presenting choices, and that actually shows his love for us. He doesn't say, oh, you rascal. He doesn't say in Bhagavad Gita anywhere, Prabhu, you'll be burning in the hell forever, which we hear in another religion. I'll not name it. Huh? We all know that. If you don't follow this particular person, you will go and burn in hell forever. No, Krishna doesn't say that. Krishna says, Pitahama Jagto, Mata Dhata Pitama. I am the Pita of everyone. He says that. Whether you are religion A, religion B, religion C, or D, or E, it doesn't matter. Even if you are atheist, I'm still your father. I still provide you oxygen. I still provide you everything. So he is giving his conclusion. Why? Because he's a supreme personality of Godhead, but he's humbly presenting his opinion for the benefit of Jiva, as we also practice in our household life. You say, in my opinion, it will be good if you do like that. Then it's up to you, whatever you like. Is it okay, bro? Yeah, okay.
Prabhu, this is one of the best answer I've ever got it. Honestly, I'm telling you, really, it is the best. All credits to Guru and to you, Prabhu. Really, very nice.
What
Thank
me,
you very
Prabhuji?
much.
I
Thank
didn't
you
know
very
that
much.
you are asking this question. It's Krishna inspired. I'm being very honest, Prabhuji. But I want to share one thing on this point. I really like that. One Prabhupada disciple, Parividya Prabhu. He's very senior disciple. He's from Holland, from our Guru Maharaj country. So he came to Sydney many years ago. He's a very artist. You can go parividya.com. He's a musician, he's an artist, he does dramas, he does drama for Hare Krishna. So he came to Sydney, he did drama as well. Anyway, he was speaking on Bhagavatam class, and he wanted to say something and he forgot, which happens with all of us. He stopped for a while, and then he recollected what he wanted to say, and he said it. And he says, "Thank you, Krishna," in the class. And he explained that. He said, "This is how Krishna helps." He was explaining in the Vyasas, and he was saying, when we are speaking about Krishna, Krishna helps us. So it's not our intelligence, Krishna helps us. So he said, "We should." I keep saying, he was saying, I keep saying, "Thank you, Krishna. Thank you, Krishna," because it's Krishna in my heart who's giving me that remembrance of telling what I need to say in that particular instance. So I'm also saying, "Thank you, Krishna." So Krishna said, if you got the message, that's Krishna's credit, not me. Okay, thank you. So now, okay, Jayaprakash Prabhu has another question.
Sorry, Prabhu. In this sloka again, there is a usage of antaratmanaha, right? So, like within one's atma. Or,
so here, atma. Yes, Atma does not just refer to the soul. Now, when we say put your heart and soul in this task, so we're not saying take your soul out and put it in the kitchen. No, we're not saying heart and soul means from the very core. I love you from my heart and soul. We say like that. So it doesn't mean we take our heart out or soul out. From the deep within, I really love you. I really want to serve you. I want to do something for this moment. That is what it means from Atma.
So is it more of a focusing on the Paramatma aspect of it? Because it has got both in this.
No,
in one way, it is like doing the transcendental loving service, probably the Bhagwan aspect, and also Antaratmana within himself is more of a Paramatma aspect. So is it like both?
It's talking about Mam, Bhagwan. Yeah. Simple. And Mam will be expanded in next 6 chapters. So next 6 chapters will be expanding on this one word, Mam. Who is this Mam? What do I like? What do I don't like? And what you should do and all those things. That's what we're going to read from chapter 7 onwards. So it's just one simple word, Mam. Mam means person. Man. Person.
And other thing is, I think Shraddha, there was like the translation, usually in most of the English translations, we'll see it as a faith. But generally in Hindi or even in Sanskrit, the Shraddha is more to do with like similar to devotion. Like it's like Nistha, right? It's more like a so one obviously probably lead to the other. Like say one is Nishthavan, obviously he'll develop the faith, and if one is faithful, then obviously it will lead to Shraddha as well. But is it like more context, like in this, it's used like a faith, like probably if we read the Hindi or other language translations, you'll see Shraddha as translated as Shraddha only. It's more of a Nishtha as compared to faith, or one leads to the other. Is that?
Okay, so Prabhu, if you read 9 stages of devotion from Shraddha to Prema, every stage is Shraddha, deepened Shraddha. Nishtha is also a stage. Nishtha means Nish Nitaram Tha. Tha means Teherna. To be stable in bhakti, like no one can shake you. Prema is also Shraddha, but Prema is a most condensed form of Shraddha. So it's all Shraddha, Prabhuji, all Shraddha. So every day when you're practicing Krishna consciousness, your Shraddha is increasing. Shraddha, just nothing else is happening. Actually, your Shraddha is increasing. 10 years ago, your Shraddha was, say, little bit. Now your Shraddha is here. And later, when you practice more and more, your Shraddha is just condensing again and again by regular practices. So it's all Shraddha. So Krishna has used this word Shraddha. Now, which level of Shraddha, we're not talking about that.
Yeah. Shraddha, I mean, in general, it is more like a diligence, or it is more of a focus, right? When we say loosely, when we use Shraddha, it is more like
Shraddha is
a
faith, Prabhuji. I have faith in my car. I have faith in my terrace. The terrace is not going to fall on my head while I'm speaking. I have Shraddha in my legs. I can walk from here to my other room. Shraddha is just a faith. Now, what level of faith? That is what a Bhakti Yogi in the Bhakti Yogi section will define. Yeah. So he's worshipping Krishna with Shraddha means he has faith in Krishna. And then read in 7:15 Chaturvida Bhajante Mam Jana Sukuna Arjun Artho Jigyasa Uthati Gyani Chabharta Shubha. Levels of Shraddha varies. But he's doing bhajan with Shraddha. He's not doing bhajan under pressure on a gunpoint. You convert to my religion, otherwise I'll kill you. That's not Shraddha. That's not Shraddha. No? It's okay?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So now we sort of concluded our 6th chapter. Now I had a couple of things to share. So the plan is basically next 2 classes and sometime we have today as well. We'll do a quick revision of what we have learned. And in the last class, we'll talk more about the exam. Again, repeating which I've done before. Exam is going to be only short answers, 1 or 2 line answers, maybe 3, something like that. Whatever assignments you have done or you're doing. And also thank you to everyone for sending assignments. Now, the speed of the email on which assignments are coming is increasing, which is very nice. So thank you, everyone. And whoever has not done it, my humble request, please do it. Again, it's a requirement for the exam that you have done your assignment. Now, one more thing which I was thinking is for everyone. Many devotees are sending assignments in parts to me when you have done in the past. The nomenclature is not correct. They just say essay 5. So could I please request everyone, and this will give a better opportunity for everyone, to consolidate all your assignments in one file. So you'll have short questions, chapter 1 to 6, and your 5 essay questions, just all in one file. And you can review your answers, even if you have submitted chapter 1. If you want to review your answer, please do. It's all okay. Because everyone is learning in module 1, because I have so many, I'm having hard time to reconcile everything. I've been writing my notes for each assignment, what's missing and what's this and what. I've been renaming the files. But it will be very nice if you can just send me one final file with all the 6 chapters, short answers, and 5 essays, just one file. And please write module 1, BG, and your name. I've already given the nomenclature. Maybe Sumit Prabhu, you can just republish that. So just follow that. Just write chapter 1 to 6. And clearly your name should be there, because otherwise I have to rename every single file. And I have lots and lots of files, which I'm trying. So if you could do that, that would be great. And you can review your answers. It's fine. From module 2 will be much more regular, because you would know more things by that time. Okay.
You need 2 files then, one for short answers and
one file for everything. So for say Sumit Prabhuji, but just one file. So in the beginning, you can put short answers, whatever 6 chapter answers are there, and then you can put 5 essays. Just one final file. Each person, one file. That's it. I like consolidated version. Don't put 32 font spacing and all that. Actually, I like smaller files, clear smaller files. And if you could, and I did that, put the question in bold, write the answer, just a simple readable file. And some spacing and all those things should be good if you could, if you know, or you can take help of someone, just a simple file basically. I don't like fancy. I don't want colors, this and that. If you could put, no problem, but I'm just saying, question in a bold, answer in simple, leave one line in simple, but just one file, less spacing is all good. One simple file. If you chapter 1 clearly, chapter 2, chapter 3, like that. So that would be very, very helpful. And for you as well, all you have to read is this file. And obviously for verses, you have to read that other PDF, which we have published earlier. So make it simple, and it's very, very good for everyone. Then when I'm checking and I'm responding back to you, it's one file. Because I will be responding to your file. So that will be one file which comes back to you, and you will know exactly what else was needed. Rupam Prabhuji.
Prabhu, sorry, it's on the verses topic. So if you want to continue on this, continue. I'll take it later. Or
okay, so everyone is clear on that assignment part. This is an open book assignment. This carries 40% marks. So this is, don't just submit it casually. It's 40% marks. It's actually higher marks than the exam. Exam only carries 30% marks. So please do your assignment nicely. and just submit one file, all the short and long questions in one file. One hit short questions, one hit all the 5 aces. Rupam Prabhuji.
Yes. So, Prabhu, with the verses, how that structure will be? Are you going to ask us based on numbers, or will you say the first word and then expect us to complete the verse?
I expect you to remember these 12, 13 verses on your head with the number. Put the book down. Just say 213. The he Kamaram 214. Matra Shastri Konte, like that. Just keep going. Just ratta. Sorry, like kids, but that's fine. Now I'm sure most of you know all these verses.
Linking is a difficult thing, Prabhu.
Sorry?
I mean, remembering the sloka is okay. Linking the...
No one is asking you linking, Prabhuji. While you're reciting the verses, I will not ask any other thing. So I will just basically see your pronunciation is correct. You know full verse. Suppose you know only half verse, so you get half mark. Your pronunciation wasn't correct. I was not able to clear pronunciation. You can go slow, no problem. Clear pronunciation, full verse, and literally press the button 12 verses like that.
So all 12.
I'll tell you how to utter later. Yes. One-on-one basis. This is going to be one-on-one basis. It's not going to be a group activity where you can doze off. Rupam Prabhu or someone else can speak on behalf of me. One-to-one activity, clear pronunciation, full verses. I think 13 verses, if I'm not wrong. Whatever.
So actually, there is a correction. It's 12 verses. It's not 13.
Okay, it's 12 verses. Okay, Rupam Prabhu is very kind. 1 verse discount.
It's 13, but number of verses.
We should be remembering 40 verses, to be honest. But anyway, whatever is given in the syllabus, we are just following it. It's 12 verses. Record button on, record button off. I'll literally not ask any question. I'll just see, hear. I will hear, not see. I'll hear your pronunciation and write my remarks, and later on you'll get the compiled version.
Yeah. So
Sorry, Prabhu, do we only...
Yes, Mataji?
Do we need to know the translation or just the...
No. Only Sanskrit. I'm not expecting translation. Only Sanskrit verses. That's it. No linking. Jayaprakash Prabhu is thinking super high. Not asking.
No. Sorry, I'm asking whether you are going to say 1.1. Then we need to start, or you will say Dharmakshetra. Then we'll start.
I will shut down like that. I expect each student to say 12 verses in one hit. You have to give me the number 1.1, 2.15, 2.13. I'm literally listening you. I'm not doing anything. I'm not interrupting you. I'm just listening. Clear pronunciation. It may take 20 seconds for a verse. It's absolutely okay. Usually take 8 to 10 seconds for a verse. You can see in Gita Jayanti, kids will be reciting faster than 8 seconds. Ideally, 6 seconds for a clear pronunciation I'm talking is all right. 8 seconds is sort of okay. 20 is the max I'm talking. So we're literally talking a 3-minute interaction with you and me on that day. 3-minute interaction. I don't want to interrupt you. I literally listen, you say, and you. So I'll say Hare Krishna. Literally a 3-minute interaction with each individual sitting that day. So it should be clear. You should know the number. You should know the verse, full verse. If you say half part, you will get half mark, for example. If it's not clear, I'll say something like that. So it's just so simple. You should not have any more excuses after that. Okay.
Prabhu, sorry.
More closer to the date of the exam, though. But what would be the venue and where would the exam be conducted?
We'll publish that. And try to make it either at Madhuri Mataji's place or sorry, I was saying Mohit Prabhu's place. Where is Mohit Prabhu? He's here. Mohit Prabhu, you are here.
Yes, sir.
He's in a noisy place somewhere, but
Yeah, all good. Anything.
He's always all good. So probably next to the temple, Gopinath is building that. And why I said that I really try to get a temple room as well, but I'm not sure as yet. So we can give.
Do it in my place, bro. That's fine.
Okay, something like that. But yeah, we'll publish all the timings, and so will be 1 hour take it for the shloka recitation, 2 hours for the exam, 3 hour total. So it will be like 2 to 5 or something. So you can have your lunch, sit in the exam, and then go to temple, have Gopinath Mahaprasadam, something like that. So 2 to 5 at temple or at Mohit Prabhu's house. Mohit Prabhu temple, what I prefer, because you can sit in the chairs, and in each corner you can take your chair and just sit. But I cannot promise, as I have not confirmed that room as yet. So, but it will be good to have the temple back room where they make the garlands, so we can have our own space. You can have your chair. You want to sit on the ground? Absolutely okay. I'll be there for the whole 3 hours to help you wherever needed. You're allowed to go to toilet or whatever, but not too frequently. We just seek honest answers. That's all. So roughly, we'll publish all the details. We're all curious. I know that it will happen. Priya Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hey, Prabhuji, you mentioned 3 hours. So how long is the short answer?
2 hours is the written exam. 1 hour, take it for the shloka. When your number will come, we don't know. So once you
Or you're including everyone else's turn?
Yes, because so we can't define every single
2
minute.
hours is a written exam.
Yes, Mataji. So first we'll take written exam, then will be the oral, where you have to recite the verses. Mataji.
How many questions for the written exam?
We'll define that. 2 hours, short questions. Just consider like that at this stage. Short questions. Just if you know good theory, you have done your assignments well, and the essays, you should be able to do it. Actually, you can do it honestly in 60 minutes. You can do. I have put. Then Prabhu actually had put less time. I have put extra time as well. I said it's okay. I don't like, some people are maybe slow in typing. Everything will be on the computer. You'll email me after the exam your file. Okay, so it's not going to be in a copy or something. Shlokas you're going to speak, and I'll make a notes, and I'll compile all those marks later. Okay.
Bro, we need to
We have
carry
to bring our own laptop.
Carry your laptop, yes, please, and if you need a charger, whatever, if your computer plays a small USB disk, something like that, please carry. So we will publish everything, so don't worry. Everything will be published a week before or so. 11th is exam. Consider like 2 to 5 for now. 2 to 4 exam. Please arrive 15 minutes before. Plug in charge your computer, laptop. If you are late, as a rule of exam, you'll not be given extra time because you started at 2:15. We will take your copies away at 4 o'clock sharp. It will be a professional exam, and you can speak to previous batches if you like some more information. It has to be sharp to start, sharp for finish. 4 to 5 is for verses. We should be able to knock off everyone within 1 hour. It's going to be 3-minute, say 4-minute interaction with each devotee and me. Okay.
No English translation, Prabhu, just the verses?
Just the verses, Prabhuji. We're not expecting. Ghanshyam Prabhu is very, very kind. Just Sanskrit speaking. That's it. What easier you can expect?
Yeah, become very old, Prabhu, to remember.
Oh, no, Prabhu, you already know those verses, Prabhu. I looked at the list. I'm like, there's nothing new to learn there. Anyway, so
1 to 6 are fine.
Huh?
1 to 6 chapter is fine, bro, because we
Yeah.
earlier.
Even last 6 people struggle, which I also. But first 6,
First
very
6
popular
chapters are
verses.
good,
Yeah. Okay. Should we move on? Priya Mata, you still have a question? Also from previous.
Oh, what is the passing percentage, bro?
100%. No, I think it's if I'm not wrong, Prabhuji, I should not say. I think 75 to 80%. I'll reconfirm, Prabhuji. I'll reconfirm.
That's distinction, bro. Anything above 75 is distinction.
Prabhu, the exam is so simple, Prabhuji. Exam means it is the simplest version possible, Prabhuji. I have not seen this more simple than that. Now, if you get 60% in this, like, I will be doubting on myself. I haven't worked enough, Prabhu. That's all I can say. You guys working very hard, but I'm not working hard. Prabhu, it's super simple. Like, straightforward. You can write even like one word and you'll get 1 mark. What better you can ask? So
it will be mostly from the short answers, whatever.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes. No, but not everything, but mostly, yes. Mostly from the short. You're expected to know an overview of the chapter, some important verses, some important points which Prabhupada has mentioned. Mostly, yes. Okay, anyone else?
There won't be any long question, Prabhu.
No long answers, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Just short one, 2-3 lines, maybe a word or line. That's it. Knock off, move.
Is there choices of Prabhu or everything else? Is there choice?
No choices. No choices, Prabhuji. So it's but again, Prabhuji, I'm telling you, and Mataji as well, you love it. After exam, say thank you, Krishna. it's pretty much doable for all of you. Even now, I think you can attempt. There's some questions you can't, obviously, you're all preparing, which is fair. Okay, anyone else? Anyone loves talking about exam? Yes, Priya Mataji.
So, in terms of preparing for the exam, you giving some guide as to what kind of questions you were expected to?
Mataji, yes, that's what we are speaking right now. So it's your assignment, is your baseline. This PDF file which we are seeing on the screen, that's your baseline. And whatever notes you have made in all the exam, in all the classes, that's the guideline, Mataji.
Okay.
Yeah, and we are going to do revision in next 2 classes. Like today's class is almost done. So we will be doing revision. So just revising some main concepts of each chapter.
Okay.
I think
And how pedantic are you with the pronunciation of the slokas? Like
clear, Mataji, just clear pronunciation. You can practice in your home with Mohit Prabhu or your friend or someone else. Just clear pronunciation. Just speak to someone and say, "Am I clear? Am I complete?" And he or she should be able to tell you. Just simple. It's simple, but just clear. Not like just flying off and then the next person is not able to understand. It's just checking your sharing capacity in a clear way. You can write. I do that. I write and learn. It's much better rather than just speak and learn. When I write, then I can remember many things. For any exams, still now I write. I sometimes you don't really. I even write answers for practice, because when I write, it just gets into my head. So for shloka, I definitely recommend that, but it's up to you. If you good memory, you can just recite and know. By writing, I remember more.
Okay,
Okay. I think enough exam talks. Vinay Prabhu is already like dozing off. 9 o'clock. Okay, let's do a few more things. We have like 11 minutes. We can do something here. So this PDF file, which you all have, Sumit Prabhu, maybe you can republish it. It's been a while. Maybe some people would have lost. Shloka, all these things we can just. So all these sections which we see in this PDF file, what I have done. Okay, this is a PDF which Rupam Prabhu has shared earlier. Just print it out. How many pages? Only 8 pages are there. You can print it in what? 4 pages or even 2 pages. Put in your pocket, carry everywhere. You can easily learn these verses. That's the one.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mouse Prabhu.
Sorry, Prabhu. The verses that Rupam Prabhu sent in that, there are 2 verses which is not there. I think 2.20 and 2.44.
You speak with Rupam Prabhu.
Yeah. So because that's why you were saying 12, but it's actually, as you said, it is 13, and what he printed is only 11. So because
Okay,
I've
Rupam
checked
Prabhu,
the other ones.
can you please sort of reconcile and redo it? Yeah, for everyone's benefit.
320 to 44 missing hai Prabhuji.
Okay, Vijay Mataji ne bata diya. Okay, can you just regenerate the file? I think you have all the concepts and just publish it again. So thank you, Prabhuji. I had not gone through, to be honest. I've looked at this file, obviously, but I've not gone through what's missing or what's extra. But if there is something extra or missing, please add or do it, or look in your book. It's all there. Anyway, so let's go to. So I've just quickly put some slides together literally before starting this class. It's nothing extra than this PDF. It is the PDF, but we can just read in this format. So I always like to get an overview, just personally speaking. So they are the 6 chapters. It's not going to come in the exam. I like to read the names of Sanskrit. So Sanya Niriksha Yoga or Arjun Vishad Yoga in chapter 1. As you remember, chapter 1 has 2 parts, and that we can take as a summary of chapter 1 as well. So the first part of chapter 1 refers to Sanya Niriksha Yoga, which Prabhupada translated as observing the armies in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So the first part is observing the armies, and they have different names of different Maharathis. Duryodhan is speaking, Dasras speaking, Dharm Kshetre, Kurukshetre, Samveta, Yusva, Mamakaha, Pandavas, Chaiva, Kim, Akurva, Sanjaya. It starts from Dhritarashtra, and then Sanjaya Uvacha, then we have Duryodhan Uvacha, and then the first part goes like that. And the second part is Arjun Vishad Yoga. After seeing the armies, what happened? Arjun went into Vishad. So many acharyas have put different names, and that's okay. Prabhupada has taken up this one, observing the armies on the battlefield. Second one is Sankhya Yoga, the contents of the Gita summarized. Third is Karma Yoga. Fourth is Jnana Yoga, or transcendental knowledge. Sannyasa Yoga, Karma Yoga, action in Krishna consciousness. And the last, which we just finished, is Dhyana Yoga. Now this covers 279, or sort of 40% of Bhagavad Gita, which is pretty good. So now we have taken extra time, which was the first module, but that's okay. We have covered more verses as well. And from next module onwards, we will be going more aligned with our initial planning. So these are the 6 chapters. So the first chapter, the main themes, and that no one is going to ask you the themes in the exam, but if you know the theme, you can answer pretty well. That's what I feel. But no one is going to ask you these things, but I feel you should know the overview of the chapter in your head. The preparation for the war. So there are different Maharathis mentioned in 1 to 113, the signs of victory. Anyone remembers any sign of victory? Anyone can say anything. There are a couple of signs which has been discussed in Bhagavad Gita.
Blowing of the conch shell.
Thank you, Prabhuji. What else?
The flag.
The flag,
Hanuman's flag.
Kapit Dhwaja means Hanumanji. The flag. Anyone else? Madhav, सबसे पहला sign is Madhav is in the side. Madhav means the husband of the goddess of fortune. I don't remember the verse, to be honest, but there's a verse in the beginning. It says Madhav. I think it's 14, if I'm not wrong. I was going to read that. 114. Madhava, yes, it's 114. So I was right. Not that I'm very knowledgeable, but I just hit the verse. So Madhava means the goddess of fortune is in the side of Pandavas. That's a sign of victory. And we have Shankha, we have Kapitdwaja and all that. Now Krishna is Bhaktavatsala. This section is 21-27. Anyone remembers why Krishna is called Bhaktavatsala? 2 points. Anyone? Why is called Bhaktavatsala? He is becoming the servant of Arjuna. Now Arjuna said to Krishna, take my chariot. So he's sort of ordering. So he's sitting on the chariot and saying to Krishna, please take my chariot. Why I want to take my chariot? I want to see everyone. Tan samiksa kaunteya sarvan bandhun avasthan. I want to see. So, and seeing is the turning game. As you remember, by seeing, Arjun got into Vishal. The second section where Arjun starts his 5 arguments. Anyone remembers the 5 arguments? Sorry, I'm asking these questions on the screen, but anyone remembers by head? What are the 5 arguments Arjun gave? Okay, read it on the screen.
Compassion, loss of enjoyment, fear of sinful reaction, restriction of family traditions, and indecision.
Thank you, Prabhuji. And now who can explain compassion? Rupam, Prabhuji? What's compassion meaning here? Just in simple terms.
It's more on the bodily platform when
that's fine.
Arjuna was thinking that if I kill, I'm actually killing them completely.
But 64 crore soldiers are going to die, basically.
Yeah.
He was compassionate about the lives, which is fair. Loss of enjoyment. What does this mean, say Priya Mataji?
What was the question? Sorry.
What does loss of enjoyment mean?
Basically, he will not be able to. I think it'll be like enjoy the crown with the thing.
Yeah.
He would not be able to enjoy. He would be like everyone. The dynasty is destroyed, so there will be no one there to enjoy it.
Yeah, like you get some nice prasad and you like to sit with your family or friends and then enjoy. I got Mohit Prabhu has made a lot of big pizza and pasta and all that. You come home and sit with your family, and that's better rather than you sitting alone and eating. So he's saying even if I win, to whom with I will enjoy, they will be lost. They'll be gone. Thank you, Mataji. Maybe Mahasa Prabhu can say fear of simple reactions.
It is like because it's going to kill the elders, right? And that is going to cause all the sufferings, not only in terms of
to everyone, Prabhuji, even to everyone. So not only elders. By killing, I'll get some simple reaction. So first killing is I should not kill. I should have daya. I should have mercy. That's one part. Another part, if I kill, I'll get a reaction.
I'll get the reactions of it.
So he thinks, if I kill, I'll get simple reactions and I'll be residing the hell for a long time. Thank you, Prabhuji. Vichya Mataji, and the fourth one? We can explain on the family.
Destruction of family traditions is basically Arjuna says that because of killing the men of the families, the children will be fatherless, or the women will be husbandless, or so basically the families will be destroyed. Because of that, there won't be any, like there will be Varna Sankar progeny will happen, and with that there won't be any retention of family tradition to pass on. So yeah, basically
the whole society will
whole
not be going
society.
in a direction. Because
Yes.
elderly people are the one who guide all the sanskaras in the children. And if they are gone, then who will guide them? Husbands will be dead, then women may become, Kulskriya may get contaminated, and then Vard Sankara, the unwanted progeny will come in the society, and I'll become the cause of the ruination of the society. I don't want to do that. Thank you, Mataji. And Prasannatma Prabhu, maybe you can explain the last one, the fifth argument of Arjun.
Indecision. Indecision. I remember it. Is it that Karpanya dosha?
The one
No.
before that, 2.6. I'll open on screen. That's okay. Not chad with the manna katarano gariyo nabe. I can't remember the whole verse. Not chad with the ma katarano gariyo yadwa jaye yadwano jayayu. So this is the line which basically is saying indecision. If I will win or they will win, I don't even know. See, first one is talking about based on if I will win, I will enjoy or I will not enjoy. I will get the papa reaction. But what if they kill us? So I don't even know. Huh? And then he said, Yan eva hatva najiji vishamas te vasita pramukhe dhardrashtraha. So Prabhupada writes, nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. Huh? So I don't know what is better for me. So he's indecisive. Huh? Should I kill them or not? Someone comes in front of you, you may show mercy sign, like Draupadi was showing mercy to Aswathama when he came. Krishna was saying, Bhim was saying, kill him, kill him. Draupadi was saying, no, don't kill him. So confusing situation was there. And then Krishna says, kill him, but don't kill him. Like that.
Okay.
He's indecisive here, that I'm not even sure what should I do. Then he says, as Prasannatma Prabhuji, you were saying, where is my mouse? Okay, here. So the next verse was Karpane dosho apuhatsavahava. So now, because of these 5 things, I take your shelter. Shishyasteham sadimam tam prapanam. We'll do the second chapter next time, but sort of this is the gist. So if you know this gist in your mind, which I personally highly recommend, not just from exams perspective, but you should know what are different themes we have covered and how the chapter is flowing. I'll do the same thing for next 5 chapters, but in a little more detail, because first is more like a setting of the scene. So next 2 classes, we'll do 5 chapters revision, and maybe if you have any other questions, we can clarify that. Okay, it's 9:15 sharp, so I'd like to stop here. Samit Prabhu, any announcements, upcoming important thing?
I think Prabhuji, most of the
All
things.
good. So already for 11th of December, waiting enthusiastically / totally unenthusiastically, but I'm sure you will love it after the exam. Say thank you, not to me, to the MIHE, that thank you for preparing all this. Because every time I've seen in previous batches, students are very much reluctant for the exam, but after exam they say it was so nice. It was so nice because I've learned something new and I've attempted. So, like if you learn a recipe, but unless you make it and feed it to your Prabhuji or your kids, they say, "Mama, bahut acha bana hai." Then you feel joy in your heart. So that's what we are doing. We learned the recipe. Now we are making it on 11th of December, and then Gopinath will get back to your result. 89%, 96%, 99%. Someone may achieve 100% as well. In the previous batch, one Mataji was topper first 3 years, 100%. And then another Prabhuji came 100%. Like, wow. So anyway, you'll all do, I'm sure, more than 90. More than 90. It's very straightforward. Just remember this PDF file, your assignments, your essays, and you'll get through easily. End verses. And Rupam Prabhu, maybe you can republish that file with whatever shortcomings are there. Until the time Prabhu is preparing, you can refer to Bhagavad Gita. Don't wait for his PDF file. It's just 1 or 2 verses here and there. Yes, Mahasur Prabhuji.
Prabhu, just want to check the next sessions. So how many sessions will you do for this revision and which dates
Two
are
more,
there?
Prabhuji. So we only have 2 Thursdays, as Sumit Prabhu has told, 1st December and 8th of December. 11th we have the
Okay.
exam. Huh?
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, so let's stop here.
And one more thing, are you going to share this PowerPoint file that you showing us?
So,
Or?
as I already said, I have not done anything. This is PDF file here. This PDF file, preparation for the war, signs for victory, Krishna. Actually, here you will see some description as well. And I don't have that. I've literally put from this PDF file to the PPT, Prabhuji.
Okay, all
So
right, that's good.
exactly same. And I also refer to this PDF a lot, and I've just put this top line. So I would prefer actually you read a little bit more, so you'll remember what this section is going to talk about. So if you compare, Prabhu, it's exactly same with the numbers. Huh? But sometimes like this, but it's nothing else, Prabhuji. And if you go back, Prabhuji, I'll show you one more thing very nicely here. See in page 21, all the arguments are written, the verse numbers are written, compassion, enjoyment, sinful reactions, everything is written. Overview of chapter 2 with the verse number, everything is here, Prabhuji. And the answers which Krishna has given, I was going to refer to this video, I also don't remember these numbers. So the answer which Krishna has given, so 254 is Arjun's question, and this is the answer. It's all given in this. I am also basing myself from this, and links between yoga process. But this PDF is very, very good. I've referred in my previous batch and for my studies as well. So this PDF is your hand. Priya Mataji is asking about the guideline. Mataji, this is the file to go to. This is everything.
Sorry, I think you already answered, but I'll still ask this. So are we expected to learn this entire linkage of?
No, not for the exam, but for yourself, I highly recommend as a Bhakti Shastri. Huh? So if I was making the question paper on my own, I will do all this. But you've got this MIG guidelines, and it's pretty.
So if you slightly scroll up, and yeah, stay there, so that just as we were going through, not this one actually, previous one, top. Yes. Yeah, those there. As just we discussed about preparations of war, such signs of victory. So you're not expected to remember the number.
No.
Thanks for.
My answer is no. But as a Bhakti Shastri, you should know the summary gist of the chapter in your head, and it will help you to cover the answers. But no.
Okay. Thank you.
Rupam Prabhu ने पूरा पक्का कर दिया, इसमें से तो नहीं आएगा. Oh Krishna. Anyway, whatever works for you. Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone. Have a good weekend. Chaitanya Prabhu is here. As much as possible, I highly recommend you attend his classes or programs. He is super good. So whatever possible for you, please attend. It will get greatly benefited in our spiritual life. Okay. Jagannath Bhagwan ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Gaur Premanand. Hari Hari Bol.
Hare. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.